So, Joel, tell us a little bit more about how the church has gotten so good at loving gay people.
Oh my God. So good, huh? So good. Yeah, I would maybe flip that. It's I mean, I don't know, so bad at hating them. The thing is with the LGBT community, I'm going to shrink this down to the American evangelicalism, which bleeds over into a lot of different denominations. The way that they treat LGBTQ is just disgusting to me. And I went through a long process as a pastor in a community where we transitioned what was traditionally a very conservative faith community to a church that was open and welcoming of our LGBTQ members for membership, staff, and the like, board members and the like. And that was a long journey, and it was a long journey for me as well.
Yeah, I mean that's an enormous journey. I mean, we've talked some about that process, and what are steps that people will have to take, or Christians have to take, to get to a place where they can sort of reconcile their views to their experience of interacting with people whose sexuality grosses them out,
Yeah.
or who aren't sexual in the way that they think that the Bible approves of. Like, how do they go forward in loving these people? What would you say on that?
I would say they got to stop worshiping the Bible. That's to put my, just if you want to just name it, people are worshiping the Bible. They worship the Bible because the Bible is something you can see, touch, and hear, and it's a lot easier to put their faith in that than it is for them to put their faith in God and a commandment to love. Think about church history. The church history is full of a bunch of people that claimed to follow the Bible and did horrendous things, still happening today. And I would argue that part of that is being done to the LGBTQ community by Christians professing to love. And here would be what I have to say: look at the Bible they claim to read. The Gospels that they love, with Jesus and his teachings and his miracles, and yet he loved the marginalized. These are women. These were tax collectors. These were lepers, or just were called sinners in the Gospel of Luke. Just the sinners. Who would fit that group of people better today than the LGBTQ community within America, that the American church is treating with absolute distaste? We are rejecting the marginalized across the country, and we're missing the target of love. And that's where I don't know how to look these people in the face and take them seriously. We just love them, but we hate the sin and hate the sinner. It's like, well, that's not in the Bible. Like, why is hate now a commandment? Hate is the sin. That is the sin. What are you doing?
I know, man. Like, if we could have a federal ban on that phrase, I think we'd all be way better off. But I mean, isn't it amazing how, like, it's amazing how the many people in the American church, they put so much emphasis on things that have nothing to do with whether or not people are behaving in a way that builds community and builds up and edifies one another. Like, I think about, like, the fruit of the Spirit, or I think about the sort of love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Like, if the church got really, really good at those things, wouldn't the world be more interested in paying attention to what they have to say about other things? But they major in the minors, wouldn't you say, so much?
Oh, yeah. I mean, most religion is ego-based. Most religion, not just Christianity. And it's about being right about itself. That's why I can't stand the word orthodox anymore. I'm just like, right beliefs? What are we talking about? Which set of right beliefs are you talking? Pick a point in time, and you're going to find a different orthodoxy. So these views, I think, are adolescent, and most people like lean towards them because they'd rather feel right about their opinions than risk being wrong by loving others. And this is my challenge. And I do this as a dare, Trent. A challenge to all my evangelical friends out there, or people who maybe you're an atheist, and yet you still have very dubious views of the LGBT community. Try holding those beliefs and actively loving an LGBTQ member, and see what happens. Because I'm going to say one of those two is going to give. And for me, holding my conservative belief and loving someone who is gay, I ended up letting go of my belief because the love for that person was more real than the doctrine that I was taught.